wishing to speak must state their name and address for the record after they're acknowledged by the board chair. Each person will be limited to 2 minutes to make his or her remarks. Speakers will address all comments to the board as a whole and not one individual commissioner. The board may not take action on an item presented during the public comment period unless the item is already on the agenda for action. When appropriate, the board may refer inquiries and items brought up during the public comment period to the county administrator for follow-up. We do ask if you're here for public comment that you step up to the podium so that we can all hear you. So with that, during public comment.
Hello, I'm Sherry Whalen, 2435 Briarwood Place Northeast, and I cede my time to Melissa.
Mr. Chair, does the board recognize?
Board have a problem with that?
Melissa Zimmerman, 2525 Stony Creek Drive. Let's examine the 61-page federal document produced not by the federal government but by WSB. Page 3 states that 24th Avenue was a mapped right-of-way. 24th Avenue has never been a mapped right-of-way as it was deemed too close to Greenhaven and deemed insufficient. Or by 2004, 29th Avenue was deemed insufficient. 34th Avenue was officially designated as a mapped inner corridor as documented in this report again. Page 6, pedestrian and bicycle comfort measures. The report states that pedestrians and bicycle comfort measures are identical across all options and are not considered a determining corridor in determining corridor recommendations. However, these measures later contribute to misleading comparisons. Page 7, inconsistencies in data presentation. City boundaries, city boundary markings, alternatives 1B and 1C are marked as within city boundaries. Yes, while alternatives 2 and 3 are labeled as partially. However, none of the routes lie entirely within city limits. Inconsistencies. Access to existing subdivisions noted for alternatives 1 through 3, however, noise walls which cannot have gaps would block access to the North Country subdivision, making alternatives 2 and 3 functionally similar to alternative 4, which is highlighted differently. Future growth boundaries. Alternative 4 is uniquely marked yellow for being within future growth boundaries despite all routes being within future growth boundaries. Bicycle accessibility. While bicycle accessibility was documented as identical across all options, it's highlighted in red for alternative 4, creating misleading distinctions. Appendix C, connectivity and travel times, additional inaccuracies emerge. Four of the 6 routes use incorrect distances. They're off by 0.2 miles, resulting in flawed calculations. When alternative 3 shows similar times but longer distances, it's highlighted in yellow. However, when alternative 4 has similar characteristics, it's highlighted in red, misrepresenting the data. Corrected distances reveal alternatives 3 and 4 are more alike than presented, with both showing 2 faster routes, not 1. Neither significantly improves access to Hy-Vee, making this metric irrelevant. Alternative 4 has fewer residential impacts, making it a better choice overall. Furthermore, the North Country residents typically bypass downtown using preferred routes that may be longer than the recommended ones, an important factor overlooked by WSB. In conclusion, Alternative 4 serves the same purpose as Alternative 3, but was unfairly dismissed due to biased data. Analysis indicates that further out routes are more cost-effective while achieving similar outcomes. Alternative 4 prioritizes safety, minimizes impacts, meets project goals, and ensures fiscal responsibility, all without compromising travel times, existing residents, and prioritizing the school property. Decisions should be based on safety and accuracy, not flawed or inconsistent data. We've made it to page 7. More to come next time. It's often said that the state and federal government drives these decisions. In reality, the entity acts as a rubber stamp, assuming the data provided to them is accurate. Submitting intentionally misleading data for one's benefit constitutes fraud. Are you okay with WSB misleading the government and by extension you and residents? Because we're not. Commissioners, it is your responsibility to represent us accurately by thoroughly reviewing and validating all data before endorsing it. On priorities, hypocrisy and safety standards. The proposed cannabis ordinance prohibits cannabis businesses within 1,000 feet of schools or 500 feet of daycares, yet we plan to build a highway just 17 feet from existing residents and on school property, which proposes a greater risk to our kids, a potential cannabis sale or car speeding by just feet away every 17 seconds. Highways come with well-documented safety and health hazards. Why aren't our children and residents afforded the same 1,000-foot buffer? This project places daycares within 500 feet of the highway and disrupts school grounds. It's time to rethink our priorities and protect the well-being of our community. Thank you.
Thank you.